Hey, this is Pizza Dude Man, and this is it. This is the final decision of the whole Mass Effect Trilogy. We have to choose if we want to go over there and destroy the Reapers, control the Reapers, or synthesize all life. Before we make that decision, I want to give you my take on all of these, because this is actually quite a big debate on the internet. So, this is my feelings on each of them. Destroy. The destroy option is going with our entire objective for the whole trilogy. We've set out to destroy the Reapers and the Lord the Reapers, who are, destroying all civilization. That's been our goal the whole game. However, we now know the motives of the Reapers, and if we just destroy them all, that doesn't solve the long-term solution. The idea that the Reapers are intended to stop war between synthetics and organics. We can't ensure, if we take that option, that war between synthetics and organics won't continue. And additionally, it's going to wipe out the Geth, who we've worked so hard to save and to become a part of our society, and it also would kill off Edie, our friend. So, that sacrifice could be worth it if it was our only option, but it's not. We have two other options that sacrifice way less lives. The control option actually sounds very appealing to me. Yes, we die in the process, but honestly, we're going to die with any of these. We're dying. This is our last thing we get to do. There's nothing that's going to save us. The control option, makes it so that we can save everybody, the Geth, Edie, and stop the Reaper forces just by controlling the Reapers. So it seems like a very ideal solution. The war's over, and we don't sacrifice anybody. Everyone's safe. The only reason that I hesitate with this one is because, it's kind of hypocritical to everything we've done and said before. We've said that, it's bad to force your will onto others and control people and to wield power that's too great for one person. We're becoming that person. By picking that option, we pretty much become the controlling deity of the entire universe. Who's to say that our decisions are the best out there? That we know what's best for everyone in the world, the universe. And that we're the ones that are determining that power and how it's used. That's too much power for one person to use. And additionally, it means that even if we are against the Reapers, they are a living thing, and we are controlling them in the same way that, we're trying to prevent them from controlling us. That doesn't solve, our issue. That just, that makes us, no better than they were. And once again, if destroy and control were our only options, I'd say control is the best one. But we have the synthesis option, which I don't fully understand how it actually works, but what it does is it's going to take all organic life and make it synthetic, and all synthetic life and make it organic. It's going to turn everybody into an organic, synthetic, hybrid thing. Everyone's going to have the advantages of both. Everyone will grow old, die, feel emotion, but at the same time, on the synthetic side, they're going to, always be healthy and always, have, great means of communication and intellect and perfection. It's pretty much a winning solution for everyone, even the Reapers. The Reapers won't die, nor will they be controlled. They'll just be like everybody else. Everyone will be peaceful with each other. And out of all the solutions, maybe the control one does too, but unlike the destroy one, this definitely prevents war between organics and synthetics in the future, because there's no such thing as organics or synthetics anymore. Everything is organic synthetic life. So, there's debates on the internet about which is the best option. In my opinion, though, it's undoubtedly the synthesis option. It solves the big problem, it ends the war, and it helps everybody accomplish what they're trying to do. No one's losing out in this option. It's what's best for everyone. That's what I think, anyway. And like I said, yes, we're going to sacrifice our energy and die from this, but really, it's no different if we pick the other two. Destroy option, we're partially synthetic, we die too. Control option, we lose our corporeal form. I mean, I guess we're technically living. And if you pick the destruction option, you can survive also, but at what cost? Great, you live, but you sacrificed all the Geth and Edie. Is that really worth it more than any other option? I don't think so. I think when it comes down to it, balancing the pros and cons of everything, this is the best option, and this is our final decision. Synthesis. This is the ending to the Mass Effect Trilogy. Anderson. Thane. You sacrificed so much, both of you. Anderson, Thane. Miranda, I'm so sorry we couldn't keep our promise. You know, there's some people also who get really upset that Shepard doesn't survive most of these options, but once again, it's like Mordin and Thane and, you know, Anderson, they already sacrificed themselves for this mission. What makes us any better? You know what I mean? We're still just a soldier, and we're asked to give whatever we can.
Time to go.
And that's what we're doing.
Damn it.
We're giving our best because we can. It's like that final decision in Fire Emblem Awakening, right? You can survive, but I mean, if you do it, then you know that future generations are going to have to face this same evil that you could have prevented. I'm not saying the other options are bad. They're not. I'm just saying that for me and for my options, I would do the best that I can, the best that I know I can do, and I feel like that's what this option is. I'm just gonna be quiet now and let this play out. Let's see what happens. The Reapers don't want to fight anymore. They don't have a reason to. Even the husks are changing. They don't have a reason to fight anymore. And now, with the mass relays, like the Catalyst was talking about, that energy is going to get spread across the whole galaxy. I'm back on Palaven. Tuchanka. Normandy. Joker's trying to outspeed it. Don't, Joker, it's good. You can let it hit you. Alright, well, now what? Where are we? Leaves. Great. Oh, Normandy. In this, for me, this is what makes the synthesis option just even more worth it. Right here. Here comes Joker. Right? He's biosynthetic, just like everybody. Which also means Edie is biosynthetic. They share DNA. That means they can have, when they couldn't have before, they couldn't have an organic relationship, they couldn't really have a synthetic relationship. Now, they can have a bioorganic relationship together. Hey, Javik. Glad to see you're doing well. And, yeah. That's pretty much the game. I'm not quite done yet. We still got the true ending here now. This was added later, I believe, in the extended cut DLC, because the ending didn't have a whole lot of closure and people wanted more closure. So here we go, more closure.
I am alive.
Yes, you are, Edie.
All of us, synthetic and organic, have been changed. The war is over, and the Reapers are helping to rebuild. Where once they threatened us with extinction, they now bring us the collective knowledge of the cultures that came before.
See, you totally miss out on all this rebuilding if you choose destruction.
As a galaxy, we can now live the lives we have wished for.
And everyone has cool glowing green eyes now. Oh, there's Miranda. So we get to see everybody, what they're doing now. Miranda's helping planning. Jacob's having his baby. Jack still got her students. Samara spends time with her daughter at the monastery. Kasumi is able to reunite with her boyfriend.
Taking our first steps into a new and wonderful
The Geth and the Corians, they're at peace.
Organics and synthetics can coexist peacefully. With peace across the galaxy and with unlimited access to knowledge.
The Krogan are having children again, which also become new biosynthetic life.
Recover the greatness that was lost.
And look it, the Krogan are focusing on rebuilding. Their civilization's looking beautiful again.
And surpass it.
Wow.
We will reclaim our worlds and the stars. As the line between synthetic and organic disappears, we may transcend mortality itself to reach a level of existence I cannot even imagine. And we will remember.
Oh,
that
Legion.
this chance for a new life did not
Morden.
come without cost.
And me too. Or at least Picard Shepard. Right. Anderson died, so he's on the wall there. Ashley? Oh, everyone's here. Yep. I guess it's time to hang up Shepard's name, too.
No matter how far we advance, we will remember the sacrifices of those who made it possible. And we will remember Shepard. Because of him, I am alive. And I am not alone.
And that truly is the end. Of course, I'm going to stick around for the credits, because I like to watch the credits and listen to the credits music and all that stuff. And, yeah, I'll give my final comments here. The episode's going to run a little bit long because of the credits, of course. So, we're just going to let that happen. I'm not going to stretch this out to another episode, of course. We got a little bit of time left anyway. I don't think the credits will take too long, but I can never estimate how long credits are. They seem like they take a while always. So, not only is that the end of Mass Effect 3, that's the end of the entire Mass Effect trilogy, so allow me to give, my thoughts on both. First thing, with Mass Effect 3, I think is, definitely by far the best of the whole trilogy. Each trilogy, you know, each part of the trilogy does something new and builds upon it. I mean, for one, the control and the functionality in this game is just way better than Mass Effect 1 or 2. You're able to do so much more, just little things that make all those things. You know, they bring back a little more of the advanced, you know, weapon customization, which is fun, but just, man, the combat maneuvers too, melee combos, heavy melee, the dodging and rolling, it just makes such a huge difference that just, gosh, it always, when I go back to older Mass Effect games, I always miss those things. I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do that. And then, besides just that, I mean, story-wise, of course, it just finished out the story that they've always been doing. The big complaint with this game, because this game does have a controversy in it with its complainings about it, the big complaint is the ending. And I always have to rethink about what people didn't like about it at first. I mean, the extended cut DLC does a lot. That was the biggest complaint, was just the lack of closure. Normally, without the extended cut DLC, I'm pretty sure it just ends with, oh, okay, you see Joker and Edie land on the planet, and then that's it. And I think what people didn't like is, like, we don't get to find out what happened with this person. We only get to find out what happened with that person. And yeah, you know, I don't think that hinders the ending not having those things. It's just open-ended, which I think is fine, honestly. I think you could just assume that, you know, those people met their goals. That's what you were working towards. But it is nice, on the other hand, to see that closure. You just, I don't know. It gives me warm and fuzzy feelings, seeing the Krogan rebuild their homeworld and everything. Besides that, the other complaint that I've heard a lot of is that Shepard can't live, which that is something they fixed too. If you have really high points and you pick the destruction option, Shepard can live, barely. But once again, I don't get the point of that. We see so many characters sacrifice themselves for this bigger idea, and I don't see why Shepard's above that. You know, it's not a matter of you not doing well enough as the player. It's just a matter of telling the story. And I think that's perfectly reasonable. I don't get the hate for Shepard not living through that. So that's my feelings on this game by itself. As for the Mass Effect trilogy as a whole, I think it's beautiful. I think it's very well done. It brings up a lot of great, philosophical ideas. It's a basic concept, but it's executed very, very well. And not just in the way of, getting the ideas that they want to get across, but also, besides that, number one, the decisions. You don't have to be the good guy. You can be the neutral guy or the bad guy. Just the little decisions like that. It makes it feel like you are making it more of your own. And they do a good job of making those things influence the world. And that's the second thing that just really makes this game, is the world. Or in this case, the universe. They build this galaxy like completely. The politics. The different races. How they interact. They have a history. Nothing is half-assed. They went full out with this entire universe and its lore. It's so well done. And it's between all that, especially that last part, though, how much it feels like a big galaxy and how much you can interact with it. I'm a big fan of RPGs as it is. But with this game, man, Mass Effect is one of my favorite series of all time because of this, because of all that. Gosh, that being said, though, as a Let's Play, my word, this was long. In the end, I'm looking at 340. I believe this is the 340th episode of this. My gosh, we have been doing this for so long. So I am glad it's over, but I'm also glad that I did it. I'm very happy with that. And I guess that's it. With all that, I hope that you got some enjoyment out of seeing the Mass Effect trilogy. My entire thing here is that I really wanted to share this series and my experience and my strong belief in how great of a series this is. That's going to be the end of it for now, except for you should know that BioWare is working on Mass Effect 4, and that's not coming out for a while, I don't think, but I have full intention of playing Mass Effect 4 on here once that becomes available. And yeah, this episode is running long, but I'm just going to keep it rolling until these credits finish. I've given my philosophy on that before. I think that even if you don't, really read through all the names, I think it's always good to at least view the credits, because like I said, I'm praising this game, so I want to at least give the respect to the people who made this by letting their names display in my face and hoping it sticks. That's the least I can do to show my respect for the people who made this, in my opinion, wonderful piece of art. Now, the one thing about Mass Effect 4, from my understanding, is that the director of these three games, what I would call the creator of these three games, Casey Hudson, has left BioWare, which I think is unfortunate for Mass Effect, but I'm not going to hold it against the series. I'm going to wait for Mass Effect 4 and experience it for myself. And I know Casey left because, he wants to work on his own stuff. And hey, who can be mad about that? Now, also, one thing that I also want to note really quick is that through the ending sequence, we don't see Zaid. So the big theory out there, the one that I think makes sense too, is that Zaid died in that fight, being, in the front of that fight and really going for it. I mean, we already knew from stuff that we've read before, like the Shadow Broker base, that he couldn't think of a good plan for retirement. He was just going to kind of commit suicide anyway. Yeah.
Did that all really happen?
Yes, but some of the details have been lost in time. It all happened so very long ago.
When can I go to the stars?
One day, my sweet.
What will be there?
Anything you can imagine. Our galaxy has billions of stars. Each of those stars could have many worlds. Every world could be home to a different form of life. And every life is a special story of its own.
tell me another story about the shepherd?
It's getting late, but okay. One more story.
And, yeah, that's the end of the Mass Effect Trilogy. Thank you so much for watching for this such a long time, or if you came in late to the party, thank you so much for joining on in. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new LP, so we'll see you then. Once again, thanks for watching.